Hello everyone, this time, no Deadpool here, just Guang here. It's great to be back with you all.
I had enough of Deadpool.
Welcome to Season 6.5 of Marvel Rivals. After teaming up to defeat the Blood Queen, Elsa Bloodstone and Deadpool have finally buried the hatchet, while Gambit and Rogue made it back to Krakoa to finish their dream wedding ceremony. With Elsa's encouragement, Deadpool has decided to stay up and take responsibility as the Monster King, caring for all the creatures he released. But just when it seemed like everything had wrapped up perfectly, two questions remain. Did the soul contract Gambit stole truly trap only sincere Von Doom's soul? And what has become of New York City while the heroes were across the stars?
I'm gonna be real with y'all. I do not keep track of this storyline that they got going on. I have a rough idea of the theme each year, but I understood like 20% of what he just said, not because of the language barrier.
In Season 6.5, Elsa Bloodstone blasts into Marvel Rivals. Elsa is a duelist. She's an expert monster hunter who wields a variety of weapons and traps to hunt her enemies and can even summon monsters to fight by her side.
I knew we weren't going to escape a DPS. I knew it. Technically, they have snuck in 2 DPS because that's what Deadpool can play as. But I knew it was my hopes would be dashed.
In battle, Elsa can switch between different weapons to apply sustained pressure, and as the fight goes on, her hunting instinct sharpens, allowing her to take down foes even faster by reducing cooldowns as she deals more damage. She also loses instinct whenever she gets KO'd. Elsa excels at reading her opponents, darting in and out of combat to search for openings. When she spots her chance, she charges in, combining the devastating power of her elephant gun with expert close quarters combat skills to finish the hunt. She can also set a trap containing the smoke monster Diablo. Any enemy caught will be immobilized and easy prey for Elsa. When Elsa activates her ultimate, she summons the Glartox to charge into the fray.
Isn't the Glartox like her brother? Isn't there like some lore there? I'm actually curious. I want to know. I'm going to Google Glartox. Extra-dimensional parasites that bond with the souls of their hosts, feeding on fear and anger. Nah, that's okay. Anyway.
Beast's overwhelming strength smashes through anything in its path, ripping enemy lines apart and biting anyone who stands in the way. This update brings another round of team-up ability changes. We are removing the Fantastic Four team-up ability. Invisible Woman will now work with Doctor Strange.
I am most excited about this one. I feel like getting rid of the Fantastic Four overall team-up is for the best because nobody plays Johnny anymore. But I am very excited about what Doctor Strange is going to get out of this particular team-up.
In the brand new Sonic Mayhem team-up, Invisible Woman is the anchor here. When activated, Doctor Strange's Maelstrom of Madness becomes Sonic Vortex, pulling enemies toward him and granting extra health to himself and nearby allies based on the damage dealt. Elsa Bloodstone joins Mr.
Hold up, I talked through the last bit. In granting allies health?
Granting extra health to himself and nearby allies based on the damage dealt.
Oh, that's big.
Elsa Bloodstone joins Mr. Paul's interdimensional toy box team up. Deadpool modifies Elsa's breathing gun. When the living bullet rounds hit enemies, they will suffer vision impairment and hear Deadpool's non-stop chatter. Elsa can recall the rounds, healing herself based on the damage dealt.
Okay.
The Thing joins the Gamma Charge team up.
Ooh, the Pain Brothers. The
Thing gets the Gamma Gauntlet. Activating the ability boosts the range and damage of Stone Haymaker and Loki Jet, and each hit grants bonus health. Mr. Fantastic joins the Rocket Network team up. Together, Rocket and Mr. Fantastic developed a fantastic amplifier. When activated, Mr. Fantastic's elasticity can exceed the 100-point cap and accumulate, and he won't automatically enter inflation state.
Okay, so he becomes not a fridge. It's not fridge mode. He could just choose when to become Big Boy? Is that basically what's going on there? He can just choose when? Interesting.
Point cap and accumulate, and he won't automatically enter inflation state, instead being able to trigger it manually. The full balance patch notes will be released in a few hours. Stay tuned.
Okay. That doesn't feel that big.
After their wedding in Krakow, Gambit and Rogue are bringing the celebration to Times Square with a wedding car parade. Join them on February 14th for the festivities and end units. Wishing all you lovers out there also have your own happy endings. For Spring Festival, Linear will perform a line dance in Times Square. Log in to watch and join the show to receive unit red envelopes. On this festive occasion, let's all shout together, 恭喜发财.
What does that mean? 恭喜发财? I don't know what that means.
Seeing how successful the MRC tournament have been, Deadpool is hosting his own fan competition on February
Chinese New Year?
21st
Okay.
and 22nd. The Monster Kingdom Championship. There will be two divisions, Duels and Squads. The Duels division allows factions of 2, and the Squads division allows factions of 6 to 8, with no rank or platform restrictions. Each player can choose to participate in either division on one of the event days. Each event day features 5 rounds of matches, all played in a first to 3 format. The first faction to 3 win or 3 losses concludes their run.
I would like to actually compete in one of the tourneys that they offer one day. I always get sidetracked with other games, and I feel like I don't really have a consistent enough group of teammates to make it happen, but that's not really true. I feel like if I could just get up to the right rank to where you guys don't have to smurf to get me there, that we could actually do a tourney, but there's a lot of moving pieces.
Based on your wins, every faction member will earn units, unstable molecules, and exclusive land play rewards. One more thing, we're thrilled to announce that all 12 partner teams for Marvel Rivals Ignite 2026
Hell
are
yeah.
now set. The tournament kicks off at the end of March. Stay tuned for upcoming schedules and all the must-see moments as Marvel Rivals Ignite hits up. Zhiyong is still hard at work on balance adjustments. Please keep an eye out for the upcoming detailed balance patch and team up ability changes. Ignite the battle.
All in all, that doesn't feel like the largest amount of stuff. That feels like pretty run-of-the-mill. It feels like pretty chill. Relatively chill. Let's have a look at Elsa. Just because, of course, why not? It feels pretty chill. No massive changes, and I do. I'm kind of excited for this character, and I do think that they have got their game back to a point of relative balance where they don't need massive changes right now. They really threw shit out of balance in Season 5 with how powerful the supports got, but now that they kind of took care of that, and everybody bans Gambit all the time anyway, I think that Rivals feels like it's in a better place. But let's have a look at Elsa Bloodstone.
You called a monster hunter, mate?
Oh, shit. I didn't realize she was going to have a Cockney British accent. You called a monster hunter, mate?
You called a monster hunter, mate?
Okay, that's kind of sick.
Tea, anyone?
Okay. I feel like T anyone is a bit much. I feel like it's a bit much.
Got you good.
Okay. The trap.
Breathing gunshot.
Oh, that was interesting.
A perfect hunt.
Whoa. Mid-air movement. Interesting.
Time to unleash the monster. Dinner time, love.
That's fucking
Not
sick.
gonna complain about that. Release the claw trucks. Never mess with a bloodstone.
Hey, yo. Hey, yo. Elsa looked good, though. Elsa looked real good. Let's investigate a little closer. I just want to have a look. All right, so we've got... It looks like she has a sprint, a dash, a trap,
Tea, anyone? Trap set.
a primary fire.
Got you good. Breathing gunshot.
So I'm guessing that this little one right here is her big gun. Is that her big gun? Let's watch her fire it.
Breathing gunshot.
Yeah, I think that's her big gun. And then she's got this bar down here that seems to be her her instinct, which it seems like it's going to be very similar to how Psylocke gets her cooldowns faster, relatively based off of how much damage she's doing. It feels like she's got something super similar, but it's going to build up with this bar, which is pretty huge. All right, I am kind of curious about that last ability when she shifted in the air.
Time to
Let's head back just a little bit. Okay, so that dash was the L shift here. It looks like that dash is, I'm guessing it's multi-directional. I wonder if it's only side to side and forward. I wonder if it's backwards, because if it's backwards, that's kind of good too. It gives her good evasion abilities.
Time to unleash the monster. Dinner time, love. Not gonna complain about that. Release the claw trucks.
So it seems like whenever she summons her ultimate, the monster just dashes straight forward. And if you're close to an edge, it'll run off the edge. But if you're not, it seems to do like the Thor kidnap, but bigger. Like it runs forward, turns back, and brings them to you, which is pretty huge. I'm wondering if that little last part of the animation is the end of her ult. Like if she lets it go and then it collects all of them, brings them back, and then the final shot that she does is just a part of the ult.
Release the claw trucks. Never mess with a bloodstone.
I mean, yeah, bro, that's pretty fucking cool. I'm wondering how those abilities are gonna work. Her dash being 2 seconds cooldown is actually nutty. It might only have been a 2 second cooldown because her instinct was so high. We'll have to see how the instinct buffs and adjusts her cooldown. But I mean, they're doing a really good job at representing some redheads here, bro. Now we got Jean and Elsa. This is pretty nice. Okay, at least she ain't Poke. I mean, she kind of is, though. She's not pure Poke, but she kind of is. She's not long-range Poke. She's not like Hela, Jean, Hawkeye, but she definitely is ranged. She feels like a whatever's in between a brawler and a Poke. Poke means getting your value from shooting from 90 light years away. That's fair. That's fair. We'll have to see where her damage falls off or fall off is. And it doesn't look like she was built for staying in the background and piss and bolts at people. It seems like she was built for something a little bit more than that. But yeah, I'm excited for that. Actually, one of the things I'm curious about, when does this go active, bro? When is Marvel? When is 6.5? Is it Friday? February 13th. Yeah, 3 days from now. Okay. Hey, that's cool. That's pretty cool. All right. So, getting into balance adjustments, let's have a look at what's going on here. Excuse me. So, starting with Vanguard, we've got Doctor Strange. Sorcerer Supreme's magical defenses get a minor nerf. Time to be a little bit more strategic. Reduce the Shield of Seraphim shield value recovery speed from 70 seconds to 60 seconds. I don't think that that's terrible. I don't think that that's terrible because I've been playing Strange, and if I'm honest, you could tell me I'm wrong if you like, but I feel like a good Strange doesn't need to lean on their shield so hard. You don't... From what I've been learning in practicing Strange is you don't tank with your face. Like, you tank by just putting out really, really good damage. That's going to suck against Poke, but I don't think it's going to be that bad. I don't think it's going to be that bad. I don't think it's going to take Strange from being viable into being non-viable. It's just going to mean that you might actually have to use natural cover. All right, Rogue. Rogue's ready to steal more than just power. She's taking names with a slight increase to her threat potential. Increased defensive stance absorb damage energy conversion rate from 0.27 to 0.35. Reduce fatal attraction cooldown from 17 seconds to 14 seconds. So basically her block Chronovium buildup is going to be faster, and she's going to have less cooldown on the thing that sucks people in. I think that this is necessary. I think that Rogue is a good tank that suffers against Poke. And these two things, in particular, these two abilities, will help her against Poke. The God of Thunder still stands tall, but his extra durability isn't quite as legendary. Hammer Throw, new effect. Hits now grant 50 bonus health, only triggers once per throw, even if hitting multiple enemies. Reduce bonus health provided by Storm Surge from 75 to 50. That is technically a nerf, but you get extra, right? Yeah, so they nerfed the Thor Force, but you still get 50 bonus health. It's not really a nerf. It's like a balance and then a buff. That's not bad. They didn't nerf Thor Force? Reduce bonus health by Storm Surge. My bad. Storm Surge, not Thor Force. Yeah, I mean... at least they're not bringing you down, bro. So when you go Awakening, it still gives you 150. Hey, that's solid. Okay, Venom. The Lethal Protector gets a small survivability bump. Increase base health from 650 to 675. Increase Feast of the Abyss damage to bonus health conversion from 1 to 1.3. I think I know why this is happening. This is happening because Poke is ridiculous. That's why it's happening. It's not the worst offense, and Venom can get melted. I have noticed that when I defeat Venoms is when I hit them with Gambit's healing nerf, like when you blast him with that thing that stops him from healing as well. And then he just fucking explodes. So I don't completely hate this particular bit here. I would like to see. I've been proven wrong. Poke is so much worse than dive. So to see dive have a little bit of a comeback is nice. That's it for Vanguard. Going into Deadpool as a duelist. The Merc with a Mouth is a little harder to keep down. Increase healing amount gained when releasing Pop Quiz ultimate ability from 30 to 35 and from 60 to 70 upon passing the challenge. Okay. So his ult offers more survivability. Moon Knight. Khonshu must be crying off in a corner somewhere. Mark's survivability takes a slight hit. Reduce the bonus max health provided by Moonblade from 100 to 75. Any nerf on Moon Knight I will take. I'm not a Moon Knight fan. Moon Knight shreds my shit on a regular basis. I'm not the biggest fan of Moon Knight at all. So I'm not upset about this. The Phoenix Force dims a little. Gene's staying power is slightly toned down. Reduce base health from 275 to 250. What is Hela's health? What is Hela's health right now? 250. Yeah, that makes sense, bro. You can't make her better than Hela in every single way, but also more survivable. That makes sense. I'm not against that. Because the Phoenix is arguably really good right now. So, alright, so moving on to Psylocke. This is probably where you're not the biggest fan, because I know you don't like Psylocke very much. So, sharper in a fight, softer in her ultimate. Psionic crossbow damage fall off. Adjust maximum damage fall off from 30 meters from 60 to 70%. So basically, she's going to have to get closer to do that type of damage. That's not bad. Reduce the single hit damage of Dance of the Butterfly from 170 to 160. Okay. Okay. Yeah. This is big. This is big. She's annoying. I'm not against that. Squirrel Girl. Doreen is now as quick as a squirrel on espresso. Increase the projectile speed of Squirrel Blockade when unleashing without charge from 20 meters per second to 30 meters per second. Is Squirrel Blockade, is that where she traps you? Is that the trap that she hits you and it immobilizes you? Yeah, her CC. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of that. You know how I feel about Squirrel Girl. I probably hate her more than any other DPS on the roster. I think that she's a no-skill character. But it's okay. Star-Lord. Reduce the energy cost of Galactic Legend from... oh my god. This is a little much. We're gonna be getting legendaried every single fucking fight now, dude. That's nutty. Yeah, that's a big buff. I don't know why they're buffing Star-Lord. At least you can still kill him out of his ult pretty easily, but I don't know why they're buffing Star-Lord. Nobody was struggling to get his ult, bro. Nobody was struggling. Okay. Storm. Aurora's wind and lightning are more electrifying and friendlier to use. Weather Control Tornado new effect. Using Wind Blade and Bolt Rush under this aura now grants Storm bonus health. Damage conversion ratio 25% up to a max of 75 bonus health. I do think that this is necessary. A good Storm is hard to fight against, but also her survivability and her mobility are really bad. So this makes sense. Weather Control, Thunder new effect under this aura. Windblade hits reduce Bolt Rush cooldown by 0.5, only once per cast, even if hitting multiple enemies. Increase Bolt Rush spell range field radius from 1 meter to 1.5 meter. I don't really understand this. I don't play her enough to know what the fuck any of this means, so I might need a little bit of translation here. Thunder and Lightning new effect. Ally buffs now decay over 2 seconds after leaving the aura instead of vanishing instantly. That makes sense to me. That makes sense. That increases her team utility. Reduced damage boost for allies from 12 to 8. So they don't get boosted as much, but it lasts for 2 seconds after leaving. Reduce animation end lag when using weather control. So they're really trying to make Storm viable, it seems. Interesting. We'll see how that goes. I'm imagining these are the last ones that you're not a fan of. Reduce the energy cost of Final Judgment from 3,700 to 3,400. Reduce the energy cost of Last Stand from 3,400 to 2,800. Brother, that might be the cheapest ult on the fucking roster right now. Hold on. Cheapest ultimate in Rivals. Cheapest ultimate abilities typically cost from around 2,800 to 3,300, allowing them to charge significantly faster. Iron Man is 3,400. Black Panther 3,300. That's nuts, bro. I think he actually has the cheapest in the game now. Yeah. 2,800 for an almost one-shot ult that does percentage-based damage, so it works on tanks, but Thor can't one-shot and has a 1-second stun, but okay, netease. Yeah, this is kind of nutty, dude, because Wolverine does not need buffs. Wolverine has been disgusting for a long time now. That's a very interesting choice. It feels as if they're trying to... Like, I want to say that they're trying to make Dive more viable, but that doesn't make sense because Punisher's not Dive. So it feels a little bit more like they're targeting some of the older characters on the roster and giving them buffs to make them, like, more viable picks. I don't know. I don't know what their thought pattern is here. Yeah, because Star-Lord got buffed, the Punisher got buffed, and Wolverine got buffed. All of them are OG DPS. I'm not sure. That's very interesting. I don't know if I like that. Okay, on to Strategist. Adam Warlock. Cosmic upgrades for Adam. Flight and more fight. New ability. Adam can now enter flight mode at 10 meters per second for up to 4 seconds at full energy. Energy fully recharges from 0 to max in 15 seconds. Was he not able to fly before? That could be big. He's probably... I have to play Adam. He's probably the one strategist that I don't think I've played an entire match with Adam. Not once. New Soulbond effect. Adam can now hover and attack during the ability's duration. Yeah. Okay. Sue Storm's control game is a bit less relentless. Increase the cooldown of force physics from 8 seconds to 10 seconds. You know how I feel about a Sue nerf, okay? You know how I feel about a Sue nerf. This right here, Loki's nerf, I think is bullshit. Reduce mystical missile charges from 12 to 10. Buddy, Loki himself is never the issue. It's the fact that people play him to copy the most annoying fucking ults in the game. I'll say it again and again and again. Loki, him or herself, is never the issue. This is kind of bullshit. I remember they brought the magazine from 10 to 12 as a compensatory buff whenever they took his lamps and made them like 30 seconds long. And now they're taking that back away from Loki. I think this is bullshit. I don't think it's going to affect it that much, but I do think it's bullshit. Y'all need to leave Loki alone. It's not Loki's fault that they're the one that everybody uses to copy the most fucking annoying ults in the game. It's not... It's just the way the character works. Okay? I think that's bullshit. Ultron. Ultron's support radius expands. Mechanical Mayhem now with extra coverage. Increase imperative. Patch drone detach range from 30 meters to 35 meters. Does this mean that the drones stay on further away so that you don't have to stay so close to the people with the drones on for it to work? Because that's what it feels like it means. Okay. Yeah, I tried playing Ultron the other day, and it feels like Ultron only works if you have good team coordination. Because, like, so often I'll put the drones on people, and then they just overextend, and they go balls deep into the backline, and they got no healing. And I'm like, yo, like, that doesn't make any sense. Loki got nerfed, but no Gambit nerfs? Yeah, bro, that's what I'm saying. They need to leave Loki alone. This isn't going to destroy the character, but I do think it's bullshit. Okay. We lost the Fantastic Four team up entirely. Elsa Bloodstone gets added to Mr. Pool's interdimensional toy box. Gamma Charge, Rocket Network, Psionic Mayhem. We saw all of this in the dev vision. I don't think that this is the biggest deal for anybody except for DPS. The only bad calls that I'm seeing in all of this is the alt charge changing for Wolverine, Punisher, and Star-Lord. That feels kind of poopy. It feels kind of poopy. That's not my favorite development. Not at all. This changes nothing in the meta apart from Wolverine and Punisher and Star-Lord. I mean, but that's 3 characters. That's 3 whole characters. And we don't know how this is going to affect Adam Warlock. You might see a increase in viability of Adam Warlock. Every time that I play on a team with a good Ultron, it's super fucking annoying. So those are the things I'm worried about. I'm worried about spammed ults from Punisher, Wolverine, and Star-Lord. And I'm worried about triple support picking up Ultron and Adam Warlock. So we'll see what happens. But overall, this doesn't feel like such a massive change. You're going to have more viability in Rogue. You're going to have more viability in Thor and Venom. Yeah, you just missed it, boyo. I think that the Loki nerf is bullshit. I think it's bullshit. And the fact that they're not touching Gambit when Gambit is insta-banned every fucking game is crazy to me. But that's it for the patch notes now. Yeah, the DPS buffs are the most concerning. For sure. 100%.